This is a true story about what happened to a Navajo police officer named Chris Yazzie one night in 1983, near the small desert town of Shiprock, New Mexico, a night that locals still whisper about when the wind howls through the mesas. Chris had been with the tribal police for 7 years. He didn't believe in old legends, at least, not anymore. He grew up hearing stories about Yeenaldlushi, the skinwalkers, witches who could shapeshift into animals by wearing their hides and performing dark rituals. His grandmother used to warn him, "If you hear something calling your name from the dark, don't answer. It's not human." It was late October, close to midnight, when the call came in. A family living on a remote ranch reported strange noises outside their home, scratching on the walls, and something large moving in the corral. Chris drove out alone. The desert was silent except for the wind. The moon hung low, red as rust. When he arrived, the family was terrified. The father said he'd seen a man running on all fours, faster than any animal he'd ever seen. Hoofprints and barefoot tracks mingled in the dust. Chris thought it might be a prank, until he heard it. "Hello," rasping laugh, echoing from behind the barn. He drew his flashlight and gun, stepping carefully through the dirt. The beam caught something crouched by the fence, a tall, thin figure covered in animal hides, its skin stretched tight and wrong. It turned toward him, and what he saw next made his blood run cold. Its face looked human, but not quite. It was as if someone had worn a face that didn't belong to them. The mouth was too wide, the eyes too bright. And then, in a voice that sounded almost like his mother's, it said, "Chris." He froze. His flashlight flickered. The creature dropped to all fours and began to move, fast, toward him. Chris fired a warning shot, but it didn't slow down. He ran for his truck, slammed the door, and sped off down the dirt road. When he glanced in the rearview mirror, he saw it chasing him, on all fours, keeping pace at 50 miles an hour. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. Standing in the middle of the road, it raised one hand, human this time, and waved. Chris made it back to headquarters shaken and pale. He filed a report, but the written version was vague. To this day, he refuses to talk about what he truly saw. Locals say that if you drive that same road near Shiprock after midnight, your headlights sometimes catch a figure standing by the fence line, tall, wrapped in animal skins, waiting. And if it ever calls your name from the dark, don't answer.